Hello everyone. Welcome to your lecture on youth and socialization and media. This lecture is part of your paper on youth, media and society. In this lecture, you will learn about socialization and its relation with the digitally enabled media and its dominations in today's era. We will discuss socialization as an act of interaction and how the media is being a participant of this process. Socialization is a rapid daily growing activity, and consciously understanding the entire process of socialization is very essential. Therefore, in this lecture, we will deal with the understanding of socialization, the social development theory, and the huge role of youth socialization and media, with special reference to social media platforms in the recent years. According to Minoy and Leme, by the time most of the Americans are 18-year-old, they will have spent 15,000 hours in front of the television set. About 4,000 hours more than they have spent in school, and far more than they have talking with their teacher, their friends, or even their parents. The youth today are drenched into the media in every aspect, and socialization is just a part of it. More than being physically involved with the society, the youth today are more likely to express themselves through the digital media platforms. Thus, we must address the effects of this relationship. Okay, let us start with a better understanding of the term socialization. Socialization is the course of technique through which an individual gathers knowledge, learns language, and adapts value and social skills to interact within the norms and patterns required for interacting in a group or society. It is a combination of both external and self-imposed endeavor. To simply put it, it is a process of learning to behave in a way to be accepted within a framework of a society. All behavior that is considered to be human nature is learned through socialization. The act of socialization is a lifetime process, but some of the most important socialization occurs in childhood. Thus, the most influential agents of socialization are families, school, peer groups, and mass media. The initial socialization that occurs in childhood is very critical for human development. The role of family is the most important factor that contributes to the primary social development. This facilitates an individual to cultivate a sense of oneself and their immediate society at large. Connection of the values, the beliefs and norms of one's immediate environment and culture is secured through internalization, which is outcome of a conscious mind. Socialization plays a major role in identity formation as well as social functioning. The activity of mingling online is the new culture now. Web friendships fetches more focus than any other form of socialization these days. Media usage for socialization is also giving space to cross-culture relations. Cross-culture relation is where people of different communities, religion come together in one place and communicate. This results in a better form of communication as one gets to know about different cultures. The social development theory of psychologist Lev Gotsky simply elaborates that the socialization affects the process of learning of an individual, and it further explains that consciousness as well as awareness are the reactions of socialization. The three major concepts of Lev Gotsky social development theory are role of social interaction in cognitive development, the more knowledgeable other, the zone of proximal development. The secondary factor that takes place in the late childhood or adolescence and influences social development of the youth population is mass media. Media is said to have the power to dictate and control its consumers. The youth's interpretation of media messages and incorporating it into their daily interaction with the society is a common phenomenon. And between primary socialization and secondary socialization through media lies developmental socialization, which is simply the learning process to develop one's own social and cultural skills. Media can very well affect the sense of anticipatory socialization. Anticipatory socialization is another process which is facilitated by social interactions in which non-group members learn to take on the values and standards of groups that they aspire to join so as to ease their entry into the group and help them interact competently once they have been accepted by it. Thus, the major types of socialization are primary socialization, secondary socialization, developmental socialization, anticipatory socialization. Media budget was calculated by Robert, which presented the amount of time youth are exposed to different media type. It was mapped that at the age of 14, the maximum portion of time was spent with television, followed by print media and audio media. Between the ages of 14 to 18 years of the youth population, audio media occupied the largest amount of time. There is a huge amount of time between adolescence and infancy. The youth willingly as well as unwillingly devote to complete media consumption. The role of mass media is socialization among the young generation is of concern because youth are ignorant about socializing offline. As the youth today are out of parental control and awareness over the media exposure due to the dominance of digitally enabled technology, the observation and engagement with the mass media is changing the youth behavior, attitude and belief accordingly. Bandura and Hussman suggest that the socio-cognitive psychological process of observational learning, priming, desensitization and so on always have been defined as process that occur when behavior is observed anywhere, not just in mass media. The media socialization model mostly focuses on the ongoing interactions among moderators, content and process, and results are highly useful for knowing detail about the effects of the latest interactive media, such as instant messages, chat rooms, video calling, emails, etc. These days, one's entire peer group as well as family members are a part of new media. Effects, the different modes of media being audio, visual and print media like that of radio, television, newspapers and magazines have been mostly talked about. But nowadays the new media is the trending medium. New media has the potential to simultaneously reach and influence a large number of youth at a time. The internet or the new media has become an easily accessible medium to socialize with the outer world. The social media platforms are the most handy and unrestricted cyberspace which contributes to socialization. Today, a person above 13 years of age is eligible to have an account on the social media platform Facebook. Thus, the young mind gets immediately exposed to the world of trending topics, viral videos, fake news and manipulative advertisements. Thinking of 24 hours without social media access for the youth is next to impossible. At the age of 13, the excitement of being eligible to cast a vote and thinking twice before casting a vote is merely compared to updating a lifetime event with a photo or status on casting a vote. There is absolutely no space to escape from being a product of social media. The internet or the new media has laid down several ways of socializing. Email, instant messaging applications, video call applications, sharing content and reacting to contents through comments and reactions. Today, not only the youth but the elderly people have also accepted the digital means of socializing. Thus, it is a very common scene to have a family group of individuals on social media. Platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, etc. Distance is not a matter of fact anymore. In earlier days, the youth mostly interacted or socialized with its immediate society. Earlier, television, radio, newspaper or magazines were major ways to the outer world. Today, however, to the youth firmly are seen to believe that all forms of media are a necessity to socialize widely. Sociologists often cite the mass media as a powerful agent in the maintenance of an informed society. Larry D. Rosen once said, "Nobody can deny that like Facebook have altered the landscape of social interaction, especially among young people. As the youth are active social networking members, it also develops their ability to comprehend virtually, which is the major factor that is bringing the world closer and making socialization way easier." The use of new media for socializing leaves a social and cultural impact on the youth. Over the last 10 years, the role of media as an agent of socialization is significantly increasing, and socialization is no longer a constraint within a smaller circle within the immediate reach of the youth. In the long term, media is affecting the youth perception, and every experience has an impact on the human brain. Today, the youth prefer a connective socialization through the media than a collective socialization which is physically being present. Increasing incitement in a wide range through media is a common scene. Youth has a huge power in hand, and only this youth can bring in changes in the world of connectivity. Youth and active minds had the power to create as well as demolish an entire social system of working. Media violence receives a huge amount of attention and are well understood. It leads to instant aggression, harsh behavior. Media has the power to spread ideas rapidly, and youth has the creativity to bring out the best from the youth. Collecting a group of people with similar ideas and views at a point is not a big issue today. The youth today are coming at one stop protesting against all odds. Only with the help of social media is it becoming easier for people connect to others with shared beliefs and perception with heavy outcome. It is easier to come together globally against injustice, and this is only possible because of their relatively independent preference to choose their peer groups. This brings us the idea of stereotypes. Greenwald and Banerjee said, stereotypes are sets of socially shared beliefs about traits that are characteristics of members of a social category. Fisk and Taylor suggest that from a social cognitive view, stereotypes are a part of person, a scheme about a social category. Like other elements of an individual's world, schema, race and gender stereotypes are influenced by what an individual observes across context, such as in the family, in the peer group, in the mass media. Social cognitive models explain how observations of media can influence an individual understanding of the social world. Therefore, Entman and Rojicki suggest that media are powerful socializing agents that provide initial or reinforcing information to create cognitive structures and associations between social groups and certain shared characteristics. There are few major uses of media such as youth culture, identification, entertainment, identity formation, etc. The media is way too diverse, and the usage of media among all youth is diverse as well, especially when it comes to socialization. Media for entertainment is a very common factor, but even in that entertainment or leisure period, the youth is actually socializing with the world. Identify formation is attached to development of abilities and values. The ample amount of data available online facilitates the youth to develop themselves. Digital information consumption provides the youth a sense of being connected to a larger number of peer group with similar ideologies and interests. Music plays a major role in youth culture identification. This diversity provokes a positivity, and media allows an individual to choose rather than enforcing beliefs and ideologies. This is where the difference lies between media as an agent of socialization and other immediate socializer. Thus, the youth has greater hold on the magnitude of socialization through media than socialization directly with family and immediate community. However, portrayal of youth's media usage is optional in most cases. Conclusion. Thus, one can assert that in today's digital era, media is a part and parcel of daily life. The mass media is contributing to the youth social participation, and that cannot be underestimated. Media is taking the youth towards a broader socialization. Different cultures, different values, different beliefs come in one place. Though the growth of one-on-one interactions might have changed and deteriorated, but one cannot deny the power of media in keeping people connected as well. Lifestyle and communication has changed a lot due to the constant exposure through the vastness of the media. At the end of this lecture, I hope you have understood how the diverse of the media and the youth makes it easier and possible for the youth to choose the relevant content for their own socialization. And that this vast socialization is allowing for individual choice among the youth. This freedom to individual freedom acts as a self-security and has brought about a change in socialization patterns. This link of youth, media and socialization is the center point that is taking the society towards a socially and digitally developing society, which opens the door for further research. For more details, please read the module on this lecture carefully and attempt the questions in the end. Thank you.